welcome back to another video with Atomic Token Games. My name is Jake Steppen, and today we're doing a review of Faraway. Okay, so Faraway is a tableau collecting game where you'll be exploring these regions. These fancifully designed regions over an 8-round period. Each round you'll be adding one of these regions to your exploration path. And as you are exploring these regions, each one has different scoring criteria or symbols which can help you score other cards. So over these 8 rounds, you're trying to collect the most well-rounded path and get the most points. Now there's a few caveats. Some of the cards have conditions on them. In order to score this card, you need, a pineapple symbol or a rock symbol, or this card only earns points for every yellow or green region you've explored, or etc. etc. Now, seems pretty simple. The one thing that makes this game kind of unique is when you score, you actually start from the end and make your way back to the first region that you explored. So you actually flip over each of the cards that you've explored, and then starting with the last region, you get to score it based only on that last region. So maybe it says you get 2 points for each green card that you have, and you don't have any green cards yet. So that one's worth 0. And as you explore, even if you flip over green cards later, maybe you explored a couple of greens early on, it doesn't matter because it wasn't there at first. So this game has a kind of tricky aspect of like, okay, well, I want to explore this, I want to do this, but I won't earn points for it because this comes later, etc., etc. There's also a whole kind of secondary mini game with these little sanctuary cards that you get, where every time you explore a region, they're numbered 1 through 68, and if the one you lay down on a certain round is higher than the one from the previous round, then you earn a sanctuary. So you can get little bonuses from these. This one, for instance, is worth 5 points. This one just carries some symbols on it. This symbol here, the map helps me get more sanctuaries. The little chimera bowl thing can earn me points, right? So you're trying to kind of combine all these things. And after each round, when you play a card, you actually draft out of the center. So whoever plays the lowest numbered region that round gets to pick first, and then it goes around. Everybody gets to pick in your region that they've explored. So this game is kind of unique. It's a fun little card tableau building game. And for me, positives of this game, the first positive, the very first thing you notice about this game is the amazing art. You can see on the cover here, they got this little guy. All of these cards are beautifully designed. With just colors, bright colors, cool pictures of crazy people, all these different things. And so that's probably the first big positive of this game. It's very pretty, very fun to play, kind of not whimsical, but almost. It's just a fun little game with cool artwork that they definitely put a lot into. Now, the second positive for me about this game is that it's quick. I've played with 2 players up to 6 players, and at each player count, I think our longest game was maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes. But as people have played a couple times, you start to get the hang of how things work, and so it actually can go a lot faster, especially with lower player counts. With my wife and I played, and I think we played a game in like 12 minutes or something. So you can go pretty fast, which is awesome. There's not a lot of rules, right? The cards are very self-explanatory with all the symbols and whatnot. And all you're doing on your turn is just choosing a region to add in front of you. For 8 rounds, you just do that 8 times. So there's lots of decisions there. There's a lot of strategy for sure, which I love. Right? If you know anything about me, you know I love a good strategy. Which that's actually probably my third positive for this game, is that it's very rewarding. Right? There is this whole level of, wow, like I played this card very first, and as I played other cards, I was adding stuff to get a big payoff on that first card I played, and as I'm going, I was also able to build up for this card and that card and all these other things and collect bonus sanctuaries that help me and so on. So there's a lot of kind of intertwining things, a lot of awesome payoffs that you can get, which make this game really fun. This game is fun, it's enjoyable, right? And then you can tie it into it's got great art and it's quick. So this is a great game to just pull out with some friends or some family and play, which I really enjoy, really liked that. So for me, though, one of the neutral things, not really bad, not really good, was the draft mechanic. And this, a lot of games I really like the draft. This game, the draft was fun, right? There's, a whole kind of secondary strategy of, okay, do I play a low card so I can get an early draft, or do I just suck it up and see what happens? But there is a lot of luck involved in this game, right? Like I need rock symbols, and if there's only one or two flipped over on the table, and you don't get a good draft order, right? You just don't even get any, and then you gotta figure something else out, right? So there's a lot of luck involved, which can swing it a lot of ways, right? It makes it more fun in the way that, like, there's not just one way to win, which is awesome, and you can't just pick the best strategy and go with that. And sometimes you just get the most amazing cards, but a lot of the time you're just kind of like, oh, like crap, they took the card I really wanted. Now I gotta figure something else out. So it works out really well in this game. It does introduce a lot of luck though, which I know some people don't enjoy as much. For me, it didn't bother me too much. But I should say every once in a while, right, there's a frustrating turn, which actually adds to the game, I think. And for me, the only negative, which this isn't really a big one, but there's not any, at least I couldn't find any of the numbers of stuff for the cards. The only thing I could find is that there are 68 cards and they're numbered 1 through 68. But a lot of the other things, so some of the regions that you'll explore are nighttime cards. They have a little nighttime symbol versus other ones that are daytime symbol. And some of the scoring will say you'll earn points for each nighttime. And especially if it's your first couple of times playing, you're like, okay, well, like, so how often do the nighttime cards come? And the answer is, I don't know. I haven't taken the time to count. Even some of the symbols, so there's 3 main symbols that are used for scoring as you collect them and you can earn points and whatnot. And those are rocks, chimera kind of bowl symbols, and then pineapple symbols. And the only thing that it says in the rulebooks is rocks are more common than the chimeras, which are more common than the pineapples. But again, they don't give you percentages, nothing like that. Same with colors. I assumed that there's 4 different colors: yellow, red, green, and blue of the different things, and I assume that they are evenly split, right? But I don't know. So that's one of the things for me that was kind of a negative, which, again, they might have done that on purpose, so you can't really metagame and have it kind of calculated out. But as a very analytical thinker, for me it was frustrating to be like, okay, like I want pineapples, and there's only one more round after this, and I need one more. I could go for something else, right? I have these rock symbols I could just add some more of and score points, but if I have the pineapple, it'll be worth more. But like, what are the chances of getting a pineapple, right? Like, I don't even know. Like, it's low-ish, I guess, but like, I don't know. You kind of get a feel for it as you play some more. I've played probably a dozen times, and I have a pretty good feel for it, but like, I don't know. For me, I wish they just would have had that number. Which, again, this isn't a big deal, right? Some people probably don't even think about this. But for me, that was the only frustrating thing about this game, is just not knowing, like, oh, like, yeah, there's 70% of the cards have this, or whatever. Which for a luck-based drafting game, right, can sometimes factor a lot in, at least for me. But with that, so this game, overall, I would give this game a 7 out of 10. I think this is a solid game. It's a great card game. It has a great mix of luck and fun and strategy, and it's quick and easy, right? So it just has a lot of these things that are really appealing. It does fall short a little bit for me, just in the fact that it was a little bit frustrating to kind of collect those different combos and whatnot. But a lot of that was just, I guess I could take the time and calculate everything, but I don't know. Ain't nobody got time for that. But overall, this game is fun. It just came out, so when this video is released, this game will have been out for just a couple weeks now. You can find it. It's a Pandasaurus game, so you can go to their website and order that, or you can go to your local game store or order it offline or whatever. But it's a new game. It's super fun. Definitely worth having. If you're like, man, we would like another quick, fun family game to play. It plays up to 6 people. This game is for you. It's a great game. Totally recommend having it. Yeah, we'll see you in the next one.